hate me, don't you?
Kons podcast.
You hate me, don't you?
Hit that like button, subscribe and share.
You hate me, don't you?
YouTube, you know what I mean? YouTube is now the number one media company in the world. What I've paid out, YouTube is definitely taking over, you know what I mean, as far as what people go to for media or whatever it is, for news coverage. A cyber attack, you know what I mean? A cyber attack happened on a medical tech company called Stryker. It's going to be something significantly concerned about for sure. You know what I'm saying? Because it can trickle down to many other things. What's going on? What is happening? You know what I'm saying? It's a good Thursday, March 12th, you know what I mean? It is 66 degrees, you know what I'm saying? But we're definitely creeping back into the heat again, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? I've been watching the newscast in the morning, and we definitely finna get 90 degrees on Saturday, you know what I mean? The first time in this month, breaking records and making history with this heat coming back with a vengeance, you know what I'm saying? But we had a little break, though. Should have known it was gonna be a hot one, you know what I mean? That heat is definitely finna be on its way back, you know what I mean? So put your hoodies up, you know what I'm saying? Put your coats up with the fur in it and all that, you know what I mean? Get your shorts out and t-shirts, because it's finna be on that road to that high heat, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? This your first time in, you feel me? This is where we go over the news, go over the headlines, whatever headlines you might have seen on whatever website it was, whatever you logged onto your computer, whether it was Google News, Yahoo News, MSNBC News, Hip Hop DX, whatever it is that it may be, wherever you've seen a headline, and probably touching on 1, 2, or 3 right here on Kons Podcast, you know what I'm saying? So please keep it locked, share it out, tell somebody about it, you know what I mean? Let me keep you updated on this wicked world, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Got a couple of topics for you today, you know what I'm saying? Just a couple, you know what I mean, for episode 368. You know what I'm saying? We're going to touch on this YouTube, you know what I mean? Being the number one media company in the world. You know what I'm saying? We're going to touch on that. Also, a cyber attacked Stryker that got hacked by Iran. You know what I mean? We're going to touch on that as well. You know, I got the clips and the coverages and news coverages and netizens speaking all about it. Y'all already know how this goes, you know what I'm saying? It's a good Thursday, though, you know what I mean? The pre-weekend before the weekend, you know what I'm saying? Hope everybody is ready for the weekend, you know what I mean? As it is approaching, you feel me? It's the pre-weekend before the weekend on this good Thursday, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, without no more further ado, without no more chat, banter, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna jump right into these topics, you feel me? So YouTube, you know what I mean? YouTube is now the number one media company in the world, where I've paid out over about $100 billion to content creators, and they have the best advertising revenue. People seem to be going to YouTube just for about any and everything, you know what I'm saying? You're going to YouTube for the news, going to YouTube to see what's going on, see what's happening, going to YouTube for how-to videos, how to do this, how to do that. Everybody's going to YouTube for everything, so it is now the number one platform for media in the world, surpassing Disney, you know what I'm saying? Dethrones Disney, you feel me? As you see in the little headline clip there, you know what I mean, in the thumbnail. But yeah, so these next little clips that you're going to see is just more clips further on this YouTube being the number one media company in the world, and also other creators speaking on this as well. Check these clips out.
YouTube just crossed another historic milestone. According to new research, YouTube now generates more advertising revenue than essentially every distributor combined. Let that sink in for a second. A platform built around creators and user-generated content is now out-earning the largest traditional media companies in the world, which leads to a simple realization. If you are only watching YouTube and not actively participating, you are likely missing one of the largest opportunities in the modern economy for your personal brand and your business. Now, do I think this challenges movies and television? I don't, because the demand is still there and budgets and spending are increasing. And the reality is, this isn't about one format replacing another. It's about the entertainment industry continuing to evolve and expand. More platforms, more formats, more creators, more partners, more capital, more stories, more opportunities, from YouTube to streaming to television, right? To podcasts, to microdramas, to brands launching studios. The ecosystem is getting bigger, not smaller. And that expansion is creating opportunity everywhere.
YouTube came around, like we're into the age now where, you know, like the tools exist out there to get like never before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, even if you're not part of a system with a machine pushing you now, you have a million tools at your disposal to put your stuff out worldwide that never existed before.
I like it because nowadays we kind of have the positioning to be our own machine. Like, there's not a machine behind us. You can create your own.
Mm-hmm.
Which is...
I come from a TV background, right? Mm-hmm. And what's amazing that I see on YouTube now is, like, YouTube is the new television.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Mm-hmm. And you can see... I saw a crazy statistic, which is something like 100% of 18 to 35-year-old men have watched something on YouTube.
Yeah, I believe it.
100, that was 100%, which is wild, right? So that's where everything's going. So when you guys are making your big production shows for the Sidemen, how much does it cost to make it? What is the cost of putting on production like that, which people don't realize?
So those weekly videos, the Sidemen Sundays, now I would say on average are around 50 to 60,000 pounds per video, and that's factoring in we have a big team, around 40-50 people that make those videos possible. We sometimes hire, huge sets, locations, cars, flights, all of this sort of stuff. So some of the videos we can still make a Sidemen Sunday video that costs 5,000, 10,000 to make if it's just us walking around with cameras doing kind of a silly challenge.
Netflix, it's not Paramount, and it's not even Disney with its theme parks. The biggest media company in the world is YouTube. YouTube continues to be that elephant in the room, and I'm sure this is going to really play into Paramount's argument around antitrust, that it won't be the biggest media company. In fact, it's YouTube. Now, YouTube continues to do what it does best. While other companies are fighting for takeovers, YouTube is just building what it does best. It caters to content creators. They've paid out $100 billion to content creators. They're on top of the AI tools, integrating AI tools for creators to use within the app. They have the best advertising revenue, and their subscriber numbers just keep going up. So again, if you want to look to where the distribution options are, if you're a content creator, YouTube.
Man, that was Clips Feather letting you know about this YouTube being the #1 media company in the world, surpassing Disney, you know what I mean? Which is definitely something dope. We see YouTube definitely growing, see more platforms, more platforms for other platforms to come on their platform, or Breakbeat Media, No Jumper, These are platforms who picking up other platforms, Blackheart or Black, whatever Charlemagne's company is, Black Effect, That's another platform where he's bringing on other creators, other people with podcasts and this and that, So YouTube is definitely taking over, as far as what people go to for media or whatever it is, for news coverage, for hip hop news, for new album reviews, whatever the case may be, people is definitely going to YouTube, So that's definitely dope. They getting acknowledged, as the #1 media company in the world, topping Disney, Yo, what's happening? It's Kons Podcast interrupting this episode. You feel me? For you to hit that subscribe button if you ain't. Hit that subscribe button if you ain't. Hit it already. Go on and do that right now if you ain't. Tell your friends to hit that too. Tell your friends to hit the subscribe button. Tell your cousins to hit the subscribe button. Tell your grandma. Tell your nieces. Tell your nephews. Tell everybody. Hit that subscribe button. You feel me? But yeah, that's all I wanted to say in the middle of the episode. Let's get right back to the episode. A cyber attack. A cyber attack happened on a medical tech company called Stryker. They make a lot of medical tech, so they make a lot of stuff that goes into surgical use. Joint replacements, heart monitors, things of that nature. This is a company that makes these things. They was definitely under a cyber attack as of like yesterday. They got hacked into. Employees was trying to log in, and when they logged in, they seen an Iranian logo on their screen as they tried to log in, you know what I'm saying, letting them know that they did this. Now, I'm not forget the name of the activist group that hacked Stryker, you know what I'm saying, but definitely you'll see that in the clips that you're going to see about this, you know what I mean? This is definitely alarming, you know what I'm saying? This is a cyber attack on a major medical tech company, you know what I mean? So the next little clips that you're going to see is just more on this news coverage and people speaking more on this cyber attack that happened potentially from Iran. Check these clips out.
The cyber front of this conflict has officially opened. We did see early in the attacks on Iran that U.S. Cybercom used cyber and space capabilities to disrupt the Iranian defenses. But this is really, I think, the first time, at least in the U.S., with a U.S.-focused target, that we're seeing significant disruption. It's not clear exactly what happened here. It's still early. It's in the first 48 hours, probably, I'd say, of this event. But it looks as if a group affiliated with Iran, Handala, was able to gain access to privileged, important administrator-level accounts within Stryker and then wipe out devices, hundreds of thousands of devices worldwide. And it's going to be quite a long haul for Stryker to get back up and running by the looks of it.
All right, so Chris, do you then think that these hacktivist groups are tied directly to the Iranian regime?
Look, that line is really blurry with Iran, just like it is often with Russia. But what I think is significant about where we are in this moment is that it's almost an all-hands-on-deck approach by Iran. So all of their groups, whether they're directly related to the military, the intelligence services, or their proxies, contractors, hacktivists, sympathizers, whatever you want to call them, they're all going for targets. I would say that Stryker had probably been in the crosshairs, whether opportunistically or by design, for quite some time. And Handala had the opportunity. They pulled the trigger, and here we are.
All right, so let me ask you about something, because you said the cyber war front has now opened up. The Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency, the agency that you used to lead, has furloughed nearly 2/3 of its staff to the partial government shutdown because of that shutdown. And there also isn't a permanent leader. So how is that impacting our ability to fight this war on the cyber front, given what has happened?
Yeah, I think two things can be true at the same time. First is that it's possible that the Stryker attack would not have happened without the attack on Iran. But that, frankly, is not really relevant right now because it did happen. And the second piece is, I think the conditions that created this attack on Stryker were probably independent anyway, in that some misconfiguration or other vulnerability contributed to the ability of Handala to get in, whether CISA was fully operational and up and running. I will say that in 2020, when Soleimani was hit by U.S. forces, there was a significant campaign outreach to industry along the lines of what Jen Easterly and CISA ran in 2022 prior to the Russian invasion of Ukraine, the Shields Up campaign.
All right, so Chris, in 30 seconds, every CEO is probably going to be wondering about this. How susceptible are U.S. companies to cyber attacks from Iran going forward?
Hey, this was a wake-up call. Pure and simple. Every organization today, right now, yesterday even, needs to be running a full hands-on-deck rehearsal of what happens if they have a similar event. Make sure the bad guys cannot easily get in and move throughout the entirety of an organization across the enterprise. This is a 5-alarm fire.
What's going on, y'all? Stryker, one of the biggest medical device companies in the world, just got infiltrated by a hacker group called Hanada. This seems to be politically motivated and tied to Iran in the ongoing war. We're talking about 60,000 employees sent home, servers wiped, phones wiped, laptops wiped, the entire company offline, and here's how they did it. Stryker uses something called Intune. It's a Microsoft software that lets IT admins control every single device in the company remotely, phones, laptops, tablets, all of it from one dashboard. The hackers got into an admin account, most likely using a social engineering attack. And because once you're an admin in Intune, you could push remote wipes to every device in the organization, and that's exactly what they did. And it gets worse. If you had your work email on your personal phone also got wiped. The group then put their signature logo on every login screen and emailed executives directly saying, "We did this." My takeaway, Admin account security is everything. One compromised login gave hackers remote control to over 200,000 devices.
Breaking news here. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that Stryker, the big medical technology company, has been hit with a suspected Iran-linked cyber attack. Again, this is according to the Wall Street Journal. The outages on the company's various login pages, according to the Journal, began shortly after midnight on the East Coast. And when people went to log in, apparently they saw some sort of logo associated with Iran. Now, as we know, as this war has been ongoing, this is something that had been a fear of Iran's adversaries in the West, that potentially there would be these kinds of cyber attacks. This is the first instance that I have heard of one actually potentially happening here, but certainly there is the concern for this to be broader here. Stryker, for its part, makes a lot of different kinds of medical technology. It makes devices that go into hospitals, that go into surgical settings here, joint replacement implants. So when we've got the login here being affected, unclear what the implications potentially are here, but the company said it is engaged with Microsoft to try to resolve these outages that we are seeing. We're going to keep monitoring it. The shares are down about 3%, but we should be on the lookout for other potential instances like this.
That was just media coverage and news coverage more on this cyber attack. They have attacked on this Stryker building. You know what I mean? Now, this is definitely something major, something to be alarmed by. Now they're saying that they're going to be coming for the credit bureaus next. Like, what is the credit bureaus? You know, the little credit things like Credit Karma and that's another one out there that start with an E. You know what I mean? But these credit companies, you know what I'm saying? Apparently they're next on the list for a cyber attack. You know what I mean? This is definitely something major, you know what I mean? Because, how did they get through? Where's the defenses? Where's the firewalls? You know what I mean? This is definitely something significant, something to be concerned about, you know, because this can come for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can be your privacy, your credentials, your credit, you know what I'm saying? Debit, all that stuff is definitely vulnerable if we are getting hacked by Iran in the middle of war. You know what I'm saying? This is definitely something wild and definitely something significantly to be significantly concerned about, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Because it can trickle down to many other things. Other countries can learn from this. Other countries can see that we have a weakness. We let somebody in through the firewalls and got in and hacked a major tech, a medical tech building. You know what I'm saying? A medical tech company. You know what I'm saying? So this is definitely something major. Definitely something to be looking at. You know what I mean? They definitely are looking at it for sure, as you heard in the news clips. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is wild though, being that we are definitely under a cyber attack, you know what I'm saying, in the middle of a war. You know what I mean? It's something crazy. And this is after they told us that they was activating the sleeper cells. You know what I'm saying? Activating sleeper cells that are here in America, people who tied to Iran, that's over here, different double agents, you know what I mean? It's getting ugly, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely getting ugly, but I've been pre-warning about this for the past 6-7 months. I mean, if you've been following the channel, you know what I'm saying? I definitely was pre-warning about all of this coming, you know what I'm saying? And it's all bad, you know what I mean? This is downhill as the time goes on, you know what I'm saying? Especially with this war that cracked off. Yeah, no, man, it's getting ugly out here, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's all I got for today, though, you know what I mean? All I got for today, just these two little topics, you know what I mean? Just let you know about this YouTube, you know what I mean? In case you did too much, in case you pulled up too much, in case you smoked too much when you rolled up, or in case you had to step away and go intervene with the children fighting over the controller or something, you had to step away. In case you did, I just let you know about YouTube being the #1 media company in the world, surpassing Disney. Also let you know about a cyber attack that happened to Stryker, building that produces a medical tech, you know what I'm saying? And also they hacked the phones too of the employees. I forgot to say that. So all the workers, people that work there, if their phones was tied anything to work accounts or anything of that nature, they wiped all their personal phones as well, you know what I mean? Just to add that in there, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what I mean? This has been episode 368, you know what I mean? Thank you for tuning in, you know what I mean? You have been doing anything that you wanted to do, no matter who you was, you know what I'm saying? Whether you was a niece, a nephew, whether you was a mother, a father, a son, a daughter, whether you was a cousin, could be cousin Pookie, cousin Mookie, cousin Man, you know what I'm saying? And if y'all got pets, pets sitting there, you know what I mean, watching Kons podcast too, whether you're a pet, you have a pet cat, you have a pet dog, a pet hedgehog, you have a pet squirrel, a pet bearded dragon, you have a pet crocodile, a pet alligator, wherever your pet is, you know what I'm saying, if they watch a Kons podcast, they salute to them like you see the homie scrolling up that screen, you know what I'm saying? But thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for watching, you know what I mean? Hopefully I'll put you up on this wicked world, you know what I mean? But thank you all for tuning in, though. Thank you all for watching. It's been Kons Podcast, episode 368. Episode 368. You know what I mean? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. The beat you hear creeping up was made by none other than Amazing Beats, you know what I mean? As we slide a little bit of these credits that I'm gonna throw on the screen and little clips that you're seeing in this episode, you know what I mean? Like I said, no more credits, you know what I mean? It's just gonna, you know, do what it do at the end, you know what I'm saying? However, I'll put it together at the end, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, leave me a comment though, you know what I'm saying? Leave me a comment and share this out. This has been episode 368. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for watching. I'll see y'all next episode.
Don't you?